And we're back for another rapid review, this time of the Anta Zone 2. And this shoe is not for Zone 2, for me at least, but we'll get to that. Today, I want to talk to you about this in brief detail, about the specs, about the upper, how it fits, how it rides, and so on. So, the foam in this shoe is, I believe, a TPEE. I didn't find any specific information about it, but it would track with the rest of Anta's line, specifically the C2027. It is a N90 foam, according to Anta, which means nitrogen-infused 90% energy returning foam. It is very soft. Underfoot feels that way. And it is not clear what the specs are on this, but if I had to hazard a guess, based on the Anta C2027, which has specs of, I think it was 3428 for a 6 mil drop, this has the exact same foam mold applied to it as the C2027, so that's what I would guess the drop in stack height is. That obviously is very contingent upon the foam interacting with your foot, and I would take that stack and drop with a grain of salt because this is a very dynamic feeling foam. The outsole is made out of some red stuff. It's not CPU from what I could gather online, and it feels different than the outsole on the C2027, which is CPU. This weighs only, I think I already said this, but it bears repeating, 191 grams in a men's size 9.5, which is astoundingly light, and it feels like it on foot. It feels like a nimble, fast shoe, and I can't get over that it's named the Zone 2 because it does not do that for me. It does the zoom zoom more than the slow. And so, but I've been really loving it for that. I have, I think, like 4 runs on this, probably over 40 miles, and it's been really a hoot. One thing that I will say is that I did get this in a size 9.5. I am between a 9.5 and a 10. I probably could have gone up to a 10 and should have, in fact, gone up to a 10. So if you are in between sizes, that's how I would size it, is a little bit on the high size, rather like you should buy the higher size. And if you are a size that you normally are, it probably will work for that, though it might be a little snug in the forefoot width-wise. Otherwise, the upper is not as bare bones as you would think for such a featherlight shoe, but it is relatively sparse. The cloth upper is reminiscent of something like a cheaper version of the Light Lock system from Adidas. So it's really nice, just maybe slightly less soft feeling tactily, but nothing that you would ever notice on your foot. Secure lockdown through the entire shoe, tongue sufficiently padded, really excellent. I blasted 12 in this today, and I feel fresh afterwards, and that's been my experience every time in this shoe. Anta Zone 2 got it done really quick.